Hello?
I'm here.
Alright. Let's see. Anyone else?
Harley should be here. I was actually just in a call with him.
Oh, okay. Alright. Let's...
Oh god, it's hating.
Hello. Hey.
Can you guys see my... Oh, not see, but can you guys hear the movie I have on in the background?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, I can hear something.
Let me turn it down a little bit. Hold on.
Yeah, probably a good idea. I don't want to get copyright infringement.
Yes.
It's just the stuff. I don't think.
I know. I highly doubt copyright infringement would happen because of background noise, but there's still the off chance.
And someone might be describing the 2016 Godzilla leaks.
Wait, someone might be describing them?
Uh-huh. In the background.
Okay.
Don't.
Alright. So, let's see. Just trying to see who's here, waiting for all the calls to sort of drop off. And... Shippers is here? Can't tell, taking an awfully long time to connect. Gray Shot, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I was wondering. Alright.
Oh, got three of us here.
Oh, yeah, three of us. Alright, I'll just kick it off then. Hello, welcome to this month's installment of the KWCC. I am KaijuX, the second in command and head editor at the Kaiju War Chronicles section on Toho Kingdom.
I'm Grayshot151, the now not late head of the KWC.
I'm MM, and I am still banned.
Or I guess, if ever so briefly, the short bus. Hello.
I've had a couple other accounts too.
Yep. Alright, Shippers, introduce yourself.
I'm Shipper's Dreamer, and I'm here for one.
Okay, that works.
Sounds so excited.
I know, right? I'm so
There we go.
happy to be here.
Alright. So, according to some of the others, they may or may not be here within a few minutes' time, so give them that. So, in the meantime, let's get cracking at something.
Yeah, well, we have quite a few topics to discuss today. I mean, some of them KWC related, but some other bigger in the more aligned to the monster genre in general. Do you guys want to just go straight to the recent trailer?
For
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh yeah, 10 Cloverfield Lane. Right.
It better have a monster.
I think it will. So, just for those if you haven't heard, so 10 Cloverfield Lane was apparently it was a smaller film that was turned into essentially a movie in the same universe as Cloverfield, the 2008 film directed by Matt Reeves with a producer of J.J. Abrams. The found footage monster flick set in New York with the Statue of Liberty's head most people remember it by. I'm excited about this as I loved the first one. I think Clover fan and Clover fan would definitely be the biggest one I know, but he knew the ARG, he knew all this stuff, and I honestly thought it was a joke at first. The first thing I ever heard of this was with Chris, of the site. I noticed he posted something about how it was fake, and I didn't realize he was being sarcastic, and I was like, oh, well, that sucks. And then literally got a message from my brother a few hours later, like, oh my god, you have to see this trailer. I'm like, what, for what? He's like, Cloverfield 2. I'm like, oh.
Like, I read, there was a synopsis that was going around on, it was actually on Monster Zero. I guess like a test audience person saw it, and it might have been changed since then, but the version that they saw said that John Goodman told, or I'm also going to say right now, there's spoilers alert here. If
Major
this is what
spoilers
it ends up being.
alert, just in case.
Yeah, possible spoilers just in case. That John Goodman's character character, he's keeping those two others down there. Him and the guy are like know what's going on above, and they tell her, or John Goodman tells them that Iran or somewhere in the Middle East got their hands on nuclear and chemical weapons, and all hell broke loose, and pretty much the world been devastated. There's nuclear and chemical fallout everywhere. And eventually, the girl has enough of it because there's like no evidence for it over here. And she thinks she's just been kidnapped and eventually breaks out and escapes in a hazmat suit. And, finally does escape. And the end of the movie is her pretty much standing at like the edge of a city. And the city literally has been destroyed by nuclear weapons. So that John Goodman's character was telling her the truth. Now, how long ago that has been, or what changes have been made in post-production, with rewrites and reshoots to connect it to Cloverfield, I don't know. I don't even know if that's true or not, what I just read right there. I can link it in the chat here if Andrew wants to link it on the YouTube channel.
Right, on the YouTube channel. Yeah, I'll probably do that for anyone curious.
Let me just get it real quick. It is...
My one hope about the film is that it isn't, again, it doesn't do that. Because, first off, if for any sane person, they made note of, in the trailers, it's like, just look outside, see the devastation, and you're pretty much sold. It's like, I hope that's what the reshoots that they did.
Yeah, same. It's the Gargantua post there who's quoting it from Reddit. So again, take with grain of salt. Is it true? I don't know. I'm not inside of it. I'm hoping there is a monster. Trust me, I want to see Clover back. I'm one of the few that actually would like to see more of what Clover could potentially do. The trailer seems to hint at it being a monster. When the room starts to shake and stuff. So I'm hoping, my fingers are crossed, that we see Clover or some other monster. Someone else also took the poster and started looking for, stuff in the clouds that, we saw before. And they inverted the colors and everything. Let me get the picture real quick.
All right.
This was actually posted on Toho Kingdom.
And that is one thing I definitely will say I like about the poster. The way they, yes, 10 Cloverfield Lane, obviously homage to the original, but the way they did it with the direct line going down like the shelter area, I really like that idea. I really liked it. But yeah, my hope is again, we do see the monster, but my minor theory on this is if Clover in the Cloverfield movie was an infant, mind you, a 250 tall infant monster. Mm-hmm. My guess is that whatever, mama, dada, whatever you want to call it, comes out of the ocean, that no carpet bomb or anything is going to stop it. So it might be that this attack is, from the U.S. just using, because they see this giant of giants come out and they're like, okay, we need to just do everything. We just need to drop the biggest hammer we have.
Well, that would be assuming that, the Clover that we saw in Cloverfield, while, maybe like a fresh hatchling, or if we can actually go by that, wasn't actually full-grown at birth, which, there are precedences, with animals and everything being full-grown at birth.
That's possible.
No, yeah, true. But I was just trying to think, what would cause chemical weapons to be used, and even against Clover, the military just used nothing but heavy artillery and heavy bombs. What would result them? Oh, a 1,000-foot tall Clover coming out of the ocean. Okay, that would probably scare some congressman to say we need to do this.
See, that's the thing that's also iffy with the whole idea of it is it doesn't seem to be taking place anywhere around New York or Manhattan, which is where they were using that hammer down protocol or whatever they called that at the end of Cloverfield, where they supposedly nuked it or they dropped the fuel air bombs on it, which leveled the entire city. But there's no farmhouses or anything in Manhattan that I know of. So
they do make a note that they do make a note that it was a car crash that affects it. So my guess is that maybe the car crash happens in like a more populated area. Again, these two characters, John Goodman and the side character, are escaping the city. They go back to like his home that's off in the distance, like miles away. So, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, I could see that. Then if the hammer down protocol did fail and Clover's still alive, then it's just going around just ripping everything up in its path because now it's literally pissed off. Yeah. So
It would be.
so yeah, I'm hoping I'm not going to see it premiere night. I'm not doing it unless we get like official word that Clover or there is a giant monster in it. Otherwise, because right now, as is, I got my fingers crossed, but it does appear that it might not. And I know if it does not, and I waste, like $12 to go see it on premiere night in 3D or whatever, I'm going to be annoyed because I'm going to be taking off work the next day and everything. And I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait and hold off. And if we come after the reviews come in and there is a monster in it and it actually is somewhat linked to Cloverfield, I'll go see it in theaters and support it. But right now I'm saying pass on to premiere.
That is interesting though. Like from the synopsis you gave, I can kind of see that being reworked as some sort of a Kaiju-esque sort of scenario. Just like replace the idea that we destroy ourselves with nuclear weapons and chemical weapons with we were trying to destroy a monster with nuclear weapons and chemical weapons, or monsters.
Yeah, it just so happens that we destroyed ourselves in the process of killing the monster. Whoop.
That's possible. That's possible.
No, the other thing I have my fingers crossed because it's like they don't show. I'm just hoping it's this one area because like I'm not gonna lie, it reminds me of what was that one movie where it was like New York, they were all in a cellar, nuclear bombs came down. It was a really depressing movie, and it had like the hazmat suit guys. They first came in, then they all turned against each other. What was it? The Shelter, maybe? I don't know. I don't like the other problem with this film is I think if it does indeed take place all inside the shelter, then yeah, the chance of seeing like the monster or interacting with the monster is going to be very minimal. Like you're not going to see
it'd be like at the very end.
Yeah. And again, like I made note at the beginning, if you were John Goodman's character, like, okay, this woman just came out, obviously she's not going to trust us. Why don't I take her up there, show her the horrible look everything is, and then we'll be all fine. Like, I don't understand this. Just show her. Just like freaking, just show her outside.
Yeah, but see, then we wouldn't have a movie.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, you would have a movie because just imagine if, like, let's say when he was doing this, the parasites saw her, like those like smaller creatures, and they started like attacking the shelter, like they started burrowing down or like trying to puncture it or like.
Yes. Speaking of parasites, that I could actually see.
Yelling all the time, like, "Ah, get back in the gun!" Ah! It'd be great.
The parasites are what I could, if they are literally taking the kind of like the concept of that synopsis that I just like told you guys and showed you guys here a little bit ago, and rewriting that to be Cloverfield related. Instead of like having it be, the entire world's been, devastated by nuclear and, chemical attacks, the general area of New York City and some of the outskirts have been infested with those parasites which breed and reproduce and literally are eating or devouring or, siphoning the blood or whatever they do to everything. And thus it'd be completely quarantined, meaning those three characters have no hope of escaping on their own. And that's why John Goodman's keeping them down there to protect them and himself. I could see, the parasites almost becoming something akin to Starship Troopers, where they're just everywhere.
My other big hope for this is, again, I think everyone wants the Cloverfield movie was good because it had some good characters, it had some good suspense, and I think John Goodman, I think the characters that they have in the film, they could do that. But the other note is, I don't want the whole film to be taking place with her going against it. Like, I think that should be like the first act, her like curious, because that's what they show in the trailer, and I'm hoping to God Like, that's not the whole movie. But the other thing is, there's rumors that are going around, which I think are true, is you see the moment where he's, like, pulling the chemical vat, which makes me think, like, maybe again, John Goodman's character might be an employee of Slusho. Or, like he knew about what was going to happen, and he had proof, but before he could do anything, the whole incident came down. So, that's my other hope. Like, he pulls out, the giant barrel, like, with the contaminated material. My hope is he pulls out and it's a parasite, like a dead parasite, and he's like, "I knew this was coming." Go on.
Oh no, I just said that would be cool. I was agreeing with you.
Oh yeah. I would hope for that so much. Sorry, Josh and I are like going nuts because like as a massive like Cloverfield fan, it's like I want this movie to be good. I want this to be as good as the original because I really like that one. It had its flaws, sure, but I really want this to be good and.
I enjoyed the first movie too, to be perfectly fair. So I'm kind of looking forward to this one. But I kind of share MM's sentiment in that if it doesn't have monsters, I might not go see it. So
like I'll probably take it, like rent it.
Right.
Maybe they're all hiding there because there are too many monsters.
Right, because I think the poster does say like monsters take on many forms or something like that.
Yeah, and that could be inferring, to how it takes place in the Cloverfield universe. And we have Clover from the first movie, while the monster in this one might be John Goodman.
Oh, right.
We have
many. The monster is a John Goodman shirtless.
Listen. Somebody made a joke like it's actually what this is this is actually John Goodman hiding from Roseanne and she's the monster. Like,
can we have a giant Roseanne in the KWC at that point?
No.
Hey John, I finally found you. Oh God, she's coming.
I'm like a giant Sarah Solo.
That's the final battle.
Giant Dr. Sarah Zarva's giant Roseanne.
And then they all play basketball with Charles Barkley.
Oh God.
Yes. Speaking of, I still have not heard back from Charles Barkley or Shogo Takayama to confirm our ability to use them yet.
Fun tangent. They actually did that. If you guys, I'm not sure if you guys watch your Screw Attack, but they actually had the Desk of Death battle had Charles Barkley, and they went into the details behind it.
Really? Oh,
yes.
Wait, in what match?
Yeah, here, I'll pull it up. Desk of Death battle. Basically, when they do the research for all the characters, the intern, that's what they call her, basically pulls up all these weird facts, and one of them was the Charles Barkley, which had a lot of information which I didn't really know about, like the fact that they had a teaser for the commercial, and there was also a comic book involving magic.
That's how I'm figuring Charles Barkley should be allowed, because I actually have that comic book.
Oh wow!
And
nice.
It's amazing. Yeah, you guys didn't realize that was a comic book?
Oh, I knew that was a comic book, and I was fully aware of the commercial for what was it, Nike?
Yeah.
Yeah. What a weird crossover.
I'm gonna grab something for Gray Shot here. If he gets bored later, he can read.
Does that mean we can have Godzilla in Nike shoes now?
Yes. I'm just gonna write Godzilla versus Bagan and have Bagan start winning, and then Godzilla just puts his Nikes on and it's time to kick some ass. Here you go, Gray Shot. There's the Monster Archives bio for Charles Barkley.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. That's great. That's great.
No. None. No.
Yep.
He's in denial.
It's a thing, okay?
Oh my goodness.
Godzilla actually puts sneakers on in the comic too at the very end.
Oh my goodness.
I just know. It ends with Godzilla and Nike. No, no, no.
Oh gosh.
Fun fact: 10 Cloverfield Lane ends with Charles Barkley and Godzilla facing off, and they're all hiding.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
That'd be great.
No. What happens was they cut to outside, just a big ruined Nike shoe.
Oh gosh, that's great. That's great. Read Charles Barkley.
I guess in the moving on to some more, kaiju news. I guess some
what the heck is that
concept.
in the back?
That's my movie.
Oh.
I'll turn it down a little bit more. Concept art for the 2017 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers reboot has supposedly surfaced.
It's going to be a dark and gritty tale, let me guess.
I got a feeling it's going to be more akin to Pacific Rim in atmosphere. At least I'm hoping. Where it's lighthearted, not stupid, headache-inducing, lighthearted. The T-Rex-Zord.
I just want all of you to imagine like the final battle of like this epic Pacific Rim like Megazord, and like as it charged in the battle, all you hear was a chorus going, "Go go Power Rangers!"
It needs to have the classic theme like redone by like some heavy metal band. Like I'm hoping to get like someone like Rob Zombie or Korn or Disturbed to just cover the old school 1990s Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme, and you want that too.
Oh my god.
The main note I have is it's being made by people that are not Guillermo del Toro, so the fight is probably not going to be that as detailed, I should say. It's probably going to be more akin to Michael Bay than it is going to be to Guillermo del Toro.
Sadly, you're probably right.
I'm not going to actually complain about that though. I'm not a Transformers fan, like the animation and cartoons and the toys and everything. I was never a big Transformers fan. I like the Transformers movies for what they are, for dumb popcorn. Like that. I used to like Power Rangers as a kid. I don't anymore. I actually a couple people online, Durzer, I think it was Durzer, tried getting me into like some of the Super Sentai stuff, and I watched a couple fights, and I was like, no, I'll stick with my Ultraman. So this, like, just going by the concept art, it looks like it is taking a page out of either Pacific Rim or Transformers. The monster doesn't look like, a lipstick monster or, a giant retro Frankenstein or anything like that. So I'm looking forward to it. The monster looks interesting. That's in that concept art.
There are a lot of interesting finds you can find in concept art, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, there is. So will we see that monster? I don't know. It kind of reminds me of the multi-limb thing from the Godzilla teaser trailer.
Right. I think the creature people call Telegon or Vishnu.
Yeah. Which doesn't even make sense to call that thing Vishnu though, because the context of how that quote was going, Vishnu would have been Godzilla.
Definitely.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Power Rangers reboot.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's again more of a popcorn entertainment. Because no offense, I was never like the biggest fan of I always enjoyed the fights. I didn't really care for like the interactions. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It looks
like they're not gonna have the Green Ranger in it though.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Green Ranger like maybe appears at the end. If they're doing what everybody does nowadays and everything has to be a trilogy, I could imagine the Green Ranger appearing at the end. They doing what they did in the TV show, and the Green Ranger is bad throughout at least like half of the second.
We'll get a Megazord versus Dragonzord fight then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised if they hold the Dragonzord off until like the end of the first one. Like, he just steps into place. The second one would have.
To show up.
I will say they should try and get Morgan Freeman to play what's the guy's name? No, the like the Power Rangers boss, that big white face.
Zordon.
Yeah, he can you imagine Morgan Freeman with his
Alpha?
godlike
Yeah,
voice?
five teenagers with attitude.
Either
But,
him or someone else, but I don't know who beat Morgan Freeman.
Can you just imagine Morgan Freeman would say the line, summon the Megazord?
That'd be amazing. That'd be just as good as Come Watch Nobody's Let Them Fight.
Just like Rangers, summon the Megazord.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So, does that mean we have to find someone to play Alpha?
Alpha's the robot, right?
Yeah.
Did Alpha talk in the series?
Yeah, he did talk. He went ay a lot.
I'll be honest, I'm real rusty with my Power Rangers. I never really watched it much because it didn't really catch my interest. I just hear a lot about it through a lot of like long reviews, like Linkara or something.
No,
that's
it's the main problem with it is again for me at least I watched a few episodes like when I found out about it when I was older. Apparently when I was a kid I liked it, but I look back at it now and it's just like so like some shows are good and they stay good, like Batman the Animated Series. Like you look back at that show when you're like a kid or adult, it's like yeah, they age so well. But you look at like you look at Power Rangers and it's just like, oh,
this is
Power
dated
Rangers.
as
Yeah, I know.
It's only surviving literally because of nostalgia. Like everyone remembers, sitting down on Saturday and watching Power Rangers if you grew up in the 90s. It's just not a good show. But it's the whole thing. Like, I watched it as a kid. I remember, the Pink Ranger was like my first crush and everything like that. But as I said, I've tried not just getting back into Power Rangers, but Super Sentai in general. And I didn't watch like any like full episode. I just watched some of the fights because that's what I'm really in this stuff for. And I'm like, no, I don't like this like whatsoever. It's like there's a fine line between funny and stupid. And from what I saw with like the fights I saw, it was just stupid.
If there is one Sentai I would recommend, is probably the Go Characters one, which is pretty much every single Sentai team gets at least one episode dedicated to them, so you get to see an awesome fight scene with the powers and stuff. Because the anniversary series, why the fuck not, right?
But I'm looking forward to the Power Rangers reboot only because it's going to be a new Kaiju movie and it's going to be another Hollywood one, so it's going to be bigger budgeted. And again, it's more Kaiju, and it shouldn't suffer from the stuff that the original Power Rangers.
And everyone's going to pop a nostalgia bundle when they see the reimagined Megazord, the original one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Hashtag. You know what people are gonna do when the movie comes out? They're gonna pioneer the Megazord for the KWC. I bet your ass they're gonna do it.
You know what's
You
know what's more interesting? Think about this. They have to come up with an enemy, a giant enemy that is both Power Rangers, so it has to look freaking crazy, but it's also American. No offense to us, America, we can't come up with monster designs. Like it's going to be
true.
It's
the best we got was over, and that bled through onto every giant monster we've come up with.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they took a monster from the Sentai and just kind of reimagined it a little bit, tweaked it for an American style into it. I could see that. Godzilla.
And all CG.
All CG.
One thing I will not be surprised to see if this happens. I'm crossing my fingers it does. I've been talking about it for a while now, especially since, that last KWCC with Robert Scott Field and he dropped the bombshell with Gamera.
Oh, yeah.
If Power Rangers is a success, and it's a big success, again, that's pretty much crossing superheroes with kaiju. And it seems kaiju are on a resurgence in American cinema. Superheroes are still running strong. There's always Ultraman yet. And is it bad I am literally sitting here day in, day out just crossing my fingers that Legendary is eyeing Ultraman?
Well, actually, that can bring us to our next topic, which is the fact that Legendary Pictures was purchased by Wanda, which is a Chinese company. And let's be honest now, for China, now they have a production studio which they can now serve Chinese audiences and create more Chinese-themed films, because that is a very large demographic or a very large market. So Japanese films are very successful. No, I mean, kaiju films are successful in China. That has been proven with multiple films, just like Pacific Rim, or even like the Japanese films, how they're like good in Japan, but they're usually are more bigger success in China. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of films, maybe like Pacific Rim 2, like the fact that now since Wanda is like, yes, we want this for like a more Chinese themed, what other films they might try to push through Legendary, to meet that market.
I am hoping. I agree with that. Like, I'm excited. I'm hoping they get Pacific Rim 2 made.
So,
one thing I am hoping that this does not happen though is that literally every single movie that Legendary makes. I'm not just talking about kaiju ones. I'm talking about like literally films in general. Don't try and cater strictly to China now. Like I wouldn't mind seeing Godzilla stomp across Hong Kong, or King Ghidorah destroy it or something like that.
I wouldn't mind. Sorry, go on.
I just don't really want to see, Godzilla 2 followed by Godzilla 3 and Godzilla vs. Kong and everything literally just take place in China.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's probably my kind of biggest fear with Wanda now owning Legendary as well. Is like, I don't want to have a lot of China being shoved in my face. Though I can understand, it's like, oh, hey, again, it's Godzilla. You could easily say, oh, let's have Godzilla destroy Hong Kong. That will be awesome.
Besides, Godzilla already destroyed Hong Kong once in the end of the movie. It's not like it's a new concept.
Right. That's again.
my idea, I think what's going to happen is I don't think you're going to see a complete. I think in many situations, I don't think you're going to see that, because it's just like if you see. I had a local amusement park. It was purchased by a European company. Basically, they implemented some things that was like from Europe, some like ideas, but they kept it. It was still an American amusement park. So I think what you'll see is more Chinese, maybe themes, maybe even and maybe a stronger
like a Chinese character or something.
Exactly.
I wouldn't mind that. That sounds
like if it's more films are like Pacific Rim, in which they have like the Chinese, like they actually use their locations and use the people around them. Well, then I'm perfectly fine with that.
Right.
I wouldn't mind if they make Pacific Rim 2. I honestly wouldn't mind seeing Striker Eureka stay destroyed, and say here comes Crimson Typhoon 2, but it's just like a 2-man team instead of a 3-1. And maybe Asian or Chinese characters along with the American and the Japanese, and then I imagine they'd probably go and make Mexican Jaeger and stuff. I wouldn't be against that. I just don't want to see all right, Pacific Rim, it took place pretty much in Hong Kong. I don't mind that. That was cool and everything, but there's more to the Pacific Rim, all the countries that would be in danger than just Hong Kong. Let's see, a movie now. Since it's kaiju, let's see Japan get nailed now, or we just saw Godzilla in San Francisco. What's another Eastern?
Get torn apart. By kaiju.
Yeah, because they even mentioned that.
What about London or England? That place hasn't really been a while.
That's on the Atlantic though.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a bit of a travel.
You'd have to wait for the Asylum mock off of Atlantic Rim 2.
What I really want to happen is I want Lizard to snatch up Ultraman and Gamera. Then I want them to make Then I want to make movies like that. Then I want them to make Pacific Rim 2. Then I want them to make Godzilla, Gamera, Ultraman, and like Pacific Rim as like an Avengers type movie, and the big bad is Baggin as Ultron.
No, shut up. No. No. One thing I won't. I hate you so much right now, Harley.
You knew to bring it up.
If they do go ahead and do Pacific Rim 2, also one thing I wouldn't be surprised to happen if it would be a somewhat reboot, so it could be in the new Godzilla Kong universe.
That would be a prequel, and use that as an excuse.
See, that's gonna be because right now everyone wants to see Gypsy Danger mix it up with Godzilla now, and it's possible. But the only thing is, Pacific Rim is going to be really hard to shoehorn into, this new cinematic universe they got going. Because let's face it, Pacific.
If only the Pacific Rim didn't have, I don't know, a plot device where giant rifts opened up to different places in different time periods. If only that was that was a feature in the movie.
Oh yeah. That could happen and everything. So the only really logical way that this could really work is if those aliens or whatever they were from Pacific Rim tried doing what they did to another dimension, and this just happens to be the Godzilla Kong one, and humanity's like, oh, this is a lot more kaiju than normal. We better build giant mechas. And coincidentally, they make one that's identical to this one that the aliens had already faced, and it's Gypsy Danger, and it's piloted by.
I think that would be a good idea to introduce Mechagodzilla to the Legendary universe. To be perfectly honest,
that would work. Like if they would somehow get Pacific Rim into the this universe, it would be the way to get Godzilla, or not Godzilla, but Ghidorah.
Kiryu. There are already Godzilla bones, right? There are Godzilla bones in the first Godzilla Legendary movie, right? Pretty Kiryu.
It's not Godzilla. It's an unconfirmed creature. It's
an
not
unconfirmed creature. Whatever. It's a Godzilla skeleton, right?
Well, the other note I make is, you guys make note, oh, you need this or that. Like, my note is, all that you need is the portal to be like a three-way connector. So basically, all that you need is, let's say Pacific Rim, like, if they were to do this, you just need something where, let's say the aliens are going to, they attack the humans. Humans are like, okay, we're going to take the fight to them. So they launch the machines, and they accidentally, instead of going there, the aliens divert them someplace else. And bam, they end up in Godzilla, and then, you just need a little creativity there.
I have an idea.
So how are you going to get Gypsy Danger to that then?
Wait. I have an idea.
Like chase after him?
I have an idea. So we know King Ghidorah is going to be in Godzilla too, right?
Yes.
More than
Have
likely.
the aliens have the like the alien invaders from King Ghidorah. We know there could be aliens, obviously. They're not gonna make King Ghidorah an Earth monster, for God's sakes. That'd just be weird. But say like because they're remaking Ghidorah, they're the monster. Have like an alien invasion. Have those aliens be at war with the aliens from Pacific Rim. And have like Ghidorah just show up and just be rampage on a Jaeger and a monster fight.
But again, how are you going to shoehorn Gypsy Danger and Cherno Alpha and all these other Jaegers into the Godzilla series?
Well, I think they can stay dead. We can use new Jaegers.
Oh, see, I don't agree with that. Personally, okay, Striker Eureka can stay dead, Cherno and Coyote. But when I think of Pacific Rim, I think of Gypsy Danger. She is the star of Pacific Rim. Without a Gypsy Danger, personally, it's gonna be a hard pill for me to swallow for Pacific Rim 2 if there is not a rebuilt Gypsy Danger.
I'm gonna say this right now. So first off, there is I'm being 100%. I speculating whatnot. There is no chance in any way, shape, or form these franchises are gonna cross. because again, the creative rights that you have, the different styles, it's not gonna go because
I'm calling it a miracle. We're getting another King Kong vs. Godzilla. I'm calling that a miracle.
Well,
Exactly.
that's
That was a miracle.
the only I wouldn't be surprised if Pacific Rim 2 isn't so much a sequel to Pacific Rim, but a reboot where they can place like the same situation of a rift appearing in this this new universe that Legendary is making, and it's a very similar situation where kaiju start coming out, and you could even throw in like a little. Like maybe a little scene, like a cameo by Godzilla tearing it up with a kaiju. But even then, Godzilla by himself is not going to be able to take on wave after wave after wave of the kaiju.
Oh no!
Like we saw that in the first movie. Man, he collapses after like 20 minutes of combat.
He's old. He's tired.
So he was like, all right, we gotta make mechs, and then this is when this universe makes a Gypsy Danger, the first Gypsy Danger for this universe,
even better. Maybe kill shoot two birds with one stone. Add a new Jaeger and Mechagodzilla. Make Mechagodzilla a new Jaeger, like a prototype Jaeger, like the Type 5 or something.
I would not want Mechagodzilla in a Pacific Rim introduction to this universe. I'm just saying, I would not want it.
I suppose one way around it is just more or less like Mechagodzilla being more of a post Pacific Rim merges with Godzilla universe type character.
Exactly.
Like he's the result of that aftermath.
He would have to be introduced in a movie that would pretty much be billed as Godzilla versus Pacific Rim. That's the only way I could see that working. If they would do what I'm saying, like if they do like instead of Pacific Rim 2, they do like something called Pacific Rim 2. Or not Pacific Rim 2, but Pacific Rim
X
Annihilation. Or like Pacific Rim Annihilation. They just call it like that. They just give it like some generic, tag. And that's it. And it takes place in this new universe. And it has no references to the first Pacific Rim. It doesn't follow the events of the first Pacific Rim or anything like that. And it just has, it's taking place in a world that's already under, like, it knows about kaiju. And it just now we're getting introduced to aliens that use kaiju as weapons.
I have an idea because portals to bring kaiju forth. Maybe that can like set up a thing to tie into Godzilla. Like say like they're like, oh my god, they think the portals. Oh my god, the portal's open. Oh my god, what monster comes out? A monster flies out. It's Rodan. Rodan's gonna be in the next Godzilla movie, so.
Yeah, but that'd be just a waste of Rodan to just have him as a alien monster.
I'm not calling him.
That's just.
I'm not saying he's an alien monster.
Well, to be also fair, Rodan wouldn't have to go through how much ocean to get to the surface?
Yeah.
It's like I just like
the portal opens up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rodan comes from this new Skull Island. That's just me, but I wouldn't be surprised if that becomes a thing. But I personally wouldn't want to see Rodan just come out of a random portal for whatever reason.
Switching from this to other topics, because I think we can definitely talk about Pacific Rim 2. Like again, we're all hoping for the sequel, while hoping it's somehow connected to the Godzilla series. But the fact of the matter is that we do have one established franchise, which is King Kong and Godzilla, and Skull Island is coming out soon. And with it, we can definitely say, like, for King Kong, while there hasn't been any like news or really like the spoilers or anything, I mean, we have seen like images, we've seen the giant skulls and whatnot. So yeah, I do think that the giants on that island will be maybe not as big as Godzilla, but they will be close, at least in my mind.
I wouldn't be surprised when it comes to Godzilla versus Kong. To get Kong in this universe, he has to be bigger than what we've seen, since like 1933. I don't think we're going to see a 108-meter King Kong. What I do think we'll probably see is going to be a King Kong that's the size of the male Muto. So when Godzilla and Kong do eventually fight, because they're going to before they team up for whatever reason they got to team up, they're going to fight.
Of
So
course.
Kong can then jump around Kong and like throw stuff at him and everything.
Jump around.
Well, I
Godzilla,
mean,
you
well,
mean?
You know they're gonna fight
Yeah.
because it's called Godzilla versus King Kong. That's literally the brilliant point of the movie. Of
Well,
course
yeah,
they're gonna
they're gonna bill it as that, but there even was Thomas Toll who said in the interview that he wanted to see him fight, but then someone said something else where yeah, they're gonna have to team up against a bigger threat. And everyone's been thinking, oh, King Ghidorah, King Ghidorah, King
No,
Ghidorah.
King Ghidorah. No, they're keeping. I'm confident they're gonna keep King Ghidorah for the second movie and maybe the third. I don't think
could
they're
kind of
gonna
see
use-
Mothra. I could kind of see Mothra and Rodan holding their own as Godzilla's sort of monster.
I'm actually really
foes.
curious
See,
how
I
they're
don't-
gonna.
I don't see
I'm
how.
actually really curious how out of all the monsters, I'm really curious how Legend is gonna handle what Mothra of all monsters.
I'm
We
thinking.
know about Monarch, and that's kind of like a special Mothra's like CIA type thing. I don't know.
I'm thinking Mothra is going to be something like that's from the same time period Godzilla's from, and it's survived, just like Godzilla has. But instead of like going underwater or like under the ground, Mothra has survived in complete isolation on like some remote island, and she is literally still being, worshipped as a god by a tribe, and everything like that. She has her little priestesses, and while they all think she's a god. And while she might be more intelligent than the likes of Godzilla, I don't think we're going to see like the magical, like tiny 1-foot fairies and stuff that we've seen.
Right. I feel compelled to agree with that. I imagine
would
this
like-
is.
I think we'll see like a homage to it. Like she might have priestesses that are I want to say midgets. I don't want to say it like that, but I wouldn't be surprised. if we
They're
see
sort
something
of
like that.
unusual. How about that? They're
Yeah,
below
but I don't think we're
average
going to see.
Oh right,
I
they
don't
have
think
like
we're gonna see
dwarfism or
something-
something.
Yeah, even
Yeah, I
better.
don't think we're going to see like fairies.
Have the priests, have Mothra's priests to just be children.
That
Well-
I could see being too.
That's
Well,
possible.
The other
I
thing
kind of see if they ever do when they do introduce Mothra. I kind of see like any form of like religious elements of her being seen as this deity being a bit more of like a cult sort of element to it, maybe.
well,
I
you
do
guys,
think.
I just
I
want
do
to.
think they're gonna. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, continue. No, you.
I was gonna say, I do think they're gonna play. I do think when Mothra's, of an actual shot of Mothra's following the I do think they're gonna play up the beauty of it because Mothra is like literally the only monster that's solely been a good monster. And Godzilla.
This is why I don't think. This is why I don't think having a movie with the Godzilla that they set up in the first one, it cannot stand on its own as just Godzilla versus Rodan and Mothra. Because Mothra, right there, if they follow Mothra's characteristics, she's not going to have any reason to go after Godzilla, and Godzilla's not going to have any reason to go after Mothra. Rodan, though, I mean, really, what's the real danger
Rodan's not
Rodan?
there, to be honest.
Unless they introduce the concept of a second Rodan, like in the 1956 movie, and they're going to breed and wipe out humanity in the process, Godzilla's not going to have any real reason to go after Rodan.
Of course, unless
Maybe-
And we just saw Godzilla go after monsters that are going to breed humanity into extinction. The only I can see them all three of them coming together to fight Ghidorah, but I can't think of any real catalyst that's going to drive Godzilla to fight Rodan and Mothra in the same movie without a bigger.
If I can cut in at this moment, if you guys don't mind. Godzilla was you make note that Godzilla's a good guy. Godzilla isn't good. He just the only reason he helped humanity was because again it's this perfect crossroads where Godzilla could hear the Muto. He could hear them, but he didn't go after them. He didn't go after the male until it started making noises. Make note of that. And he didn't go after the female until it started making noises. So
it was specifically noted that Godzilla was hunting the Muto. Like he is their predator.
Yes.
He will hunt them down. That's all he cared about was killing them.
Yes, exactly. But here's the thought about this is Godzilla. You make argument with here, but in the film it's established. It's not that it almost seems like these creatures fought themselves. Like as food became shorter and shorter, they went after each other. And yes, Godzilla was definitely a predator of these creatures. But at the same time, you guys are all making the assumption Mothra is already about. She's, what if Mothra isn't about at all? Think about this, because the moment Godzilla was shown, they nuked him to hell. But what if Mothra isn't Mothra yet? What if they find just a giant? Again, everyone, you still have the priestess, you still have the things, and it's why this place is called Monarch.
Big egg?
Is because no, not an egg, a cocoon. Something akin to the Mutos, but something in dormant, something in hibernation. Now you may know what would cause Godzilla to do it. What if Mothra gets her time? What if Mothra finally awakens after thousands of years on this island where she's been preyed? And that, my friend, is where I think the problem might start, because Godzilla's going to hear Mothra when Mothra awakens. If she's any way related to the Mutos, which they may try to throw in there, but in any case, if she starts awakening, she makes notes. My bet is when she awakens, that is what gets Godzilla, and that's what drives Godzilla toward her. That's my guess. I'm not sure about Rodan.
I actually disagree with that, though, because, like, as you said, Godzilla did not go after the Mutos until they started making noise, and they started making noise because they were going to mate. And it's brought up in the film that, Godzilla is the balance. He's the balance of nature. He's going to restore it and everything like that.
Yeah.
If Mothra wakes up,
not gonna really.
What's she really going to do to ruin the balance? She can't.
What balance is she studying?
But here's also the note. Here's also the note. If she wakes up, that means that cocoon means number one target, which means man is going to be not too happy, which means they probably have something to counter it, which means what is the only thing been used to take out the monsters and made track Godzilla? Bam!
And then Rodan just kind of wakes up in a mind something. I don't know. He's just kind of there.
That's why I'm putting money down on. I am literally putting money on the table that the Godzilla 2 is going to be a sort of remake of Ghidorah, the three-headed monster.
I want to present
that's not an out there possibility either. I won't lie.
Guys.
I'm just thinking it's going to have, instead of like focusing on Mothra as a larva, like I hope we see Mothra as a larva. But I'm pretty sure the final battle is probably going to be with Godzilla, the adult Mothra, and Rodan taking on King Ghidorah. And for Rodan coming in, I am crossing my fingers, and this is what I'm hoping happens. I'm seriously hoping this is from the first movie with the Mutos waking up and calling to each other. I am hoping that their calls start waking up other Mutos, and everything preys on each other. And how the Mutos were said to prey on Godzilla. If you notice, Godzilla didn't eat the Mutos after he killed them. He just straight out killed them. He didn't come back to eat them or anything. He just walked away and killed them after the deed was done. Probably to prevent himself from going extinct. What would be Mutos are insect-like, and what feeds on insects? Birds. I would kill to see Rodan's introduction to this movie, literally being the Air Force is tracking a male Muto and trying to shoot it down, and suddenly something even bigger appears on radar, and here comes Rodan and just snatches the male Muto out of the air, like a hawk does a pigeon or something.
If I may, I have an idea.
Like that.
I have an idea about this, about Mothra, how it kind of can tie in. Maybe they'll go with the GMK about. Remember, they made Godzilla a force of nature. Godzilla is like nature, right? Well, Ghidorah is off water, going to destroy our monsters, going to destroy the planet. Godzilla, as the alpha predator in nature, rises up, but he can't do it alone. So who else would be a force of nature? Mothra, and there'll also be another force of nature, Rodan.
I'm not sure that was perfectly timed, but dang.
Well, see what I mean?
I see what you're going for, but
yeah, well, it makes sense. Ghidorah is we know Ghidorah is
Well, yeah, that's the fact that Ghidorah is going to come in and hopefully be from outer space and is going to threaten the entire planet. I'm crossing my fingers is the catalyst that brings Godzilla, Mothra, and Rodan together. I honestly would not be surprised if they throw a line or something in there with someone speculating that the reason the Mutos actually woke up in the first place wasn't just because of the mind giving out, but also just because they sensed that Ghidorah was coming. Like, who's to say Ghidorah wasn't the one who, ended that whole time of when, Godzilla and Mutos and Rodans and everything roamed all over the place.
Oh, right. So it would be like Ghidorah would be responsible of why the kaiju never really, why they all kind of went underground.
Yeah, like why they all either went extinct or, went completely into hibernation. And now that Ghidorah's coming back, and he's going to do the whole same thing again, and Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra are just there like, yeah, we don't think so.
Yeah, see, this might be another thing, like the GMK. Ghidorah, in GMK, Godzilla, was dead for a long time. He came back. Ghidorah came back, and literally 3 guardian monsters, Rodan, Mothra, and Godzilla for this movie, rise up and beat Ghidorah.
But I mean, that's just the general good guy monsters are going to kind of team up on the bad guy monster. I think that's pretty
know
obvious.
they're going to.
Yeah, I'm honestly hoping it won't be that black and white, especially with Godzilla. One thing I am hoping we do see at some point in this movie, perhaps maybe early on before Ghidorah makes his appearance, if Ghidorah is in it, is I hope we see an actual Godzilla versus the army scene, and not just a scene where, the army's launching some missiles at Godzilla and he's just walking through them. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping we see Godzilla unleash his atomic ray on, some tanks, or, fire lessons.
That atomic ray needs to hit things.
Yeah. I want to see what it do to... Will it melt like tanks, like Showa era did?
Yeah, I'd love to see what that atomic ray could do against tanks, against buildings, against everything else but other monsters.
The way they built up Godzilla's atomic ray in the Legendary movies, it seems like a last resort weapon. So hopefully we get to see it be used more like how Godzilla, kind of just casually fires it off.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the fan theory of that is because, the Mutos were literally siphoning his radiation. And I'm hoping that is
kind of blocking it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna. I believe we're probably gonna have a Rodan versus Godzilla fight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a good fight, several fights. What the director or whatever, well, not the director, but the producers came out and said they were going for more bang in the second one. Mm-hmm. So, we got the tease out of the way. Godzilla 2014 was great for a tease. Uh-huh. It got my mouth watering, and I'm sure it got everyone else's mouth watering for, what's next.
Right.
I'm hoping they... Yeah, now is the time to, I don't want to say go full Michael Bay. Right, but now would be the time for when the kaiju actually appear. I'm not talking about shaky cams and everything like that, but now would be the time to let's show some real action now.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I agree. They picked the perfect model. Okay, I feel like they could show more destruction scenes. One, with Godzilla actually, stomping around. Two, with Rodan and his, hurricane-like winds, literally uprooting buildings and trees and blowing cars across the street and blowing up. And have Ghidorah swoop down from the heavens and just raining gravity bolts down on the earth.
That is actually where I know this guy is hated amongst the fandom, but they really do need to, when the kaiju appear, they need to start looking at movies like 2012, where there was or I think it was even Day After Tomorrow. I don't know. There was one of them where let's just say there's a burrowing kaiju. There's a scene in one of them movies where it just looks like the ground is turning into a wave, and everything is just falling apart on top of it. Mm-hmm. That would look amazing. If they would ever bring Baragon or Anguirus in, and they're burrowing them out, that would work so well for them to just introduce them, and they're just destroying everything in their path. Because that's what we didn't see in the 2014 one. It was hinted at, when Godzilla arrives in Hawaii and everything, and he crosses that tsunami for some reason. Mm-hmm. But then when he's actually going through the city, and it cuts to the soldiers, they're open firing on him. And then it cuts to Godzilla's tail, and it's like he's turning the corner, and a bunch of buildings are in ruin around him. Did he do it on purpose? Well, probably not. But he's just so big, he's gonna smash anything in this way. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing I'm hoping we see. Let's see some buildings crumble as Godzilla's moving through. Have him push a building out of his way instead of going around it and stuff.
Right.
I'm kind of curious what sort of roar they're gonna give Ghidorah.
Or Rodan.
Hopefully it's
or
not
Mothra.
I could see that. I could see the fact that what they gave Godzilla. I could see them giving a Rodan an upgrade of his traditional roar.
I just hope we don't hear the Kaiser Ghidorah roar again. That thing sounds like a demented.
Honestly, what would you prefer, the Kaiser Ghidorah roar or the Showa Bell?
Neither. I'd rather have something more akin to Grand King Ghidorah, like but upgraded.
I can see that.
And please, if you are listening, Gareth Edwards, or whoever's going to be making Godzilla 2, if you include Ghidorah, do not have him having his neck spasming in every direction. It just looks stupid.
No, I think what they'll try to do is for the sound design. If you guys, I'd highly recommend checking out the podcast with Chris and I forget the gentleman's name, who's the sound designer for the original for the Godzilla in 2014. Apparently, they used the 62 Godzilla for the roar. So my guess is they'd probably do the same thing when it comes to Ghidorah. Probably use that classic Showa roar, but again with modifications and now that they understand like how to make a monster roar, they'll probably go use that same process with Ghidorah. So I'd imagine again, same still like base is Ghidorah, but definitely with some modern implications. So maybe probably not as like high pitched and squealy, and more like threatening and doom oriented.
Right.
I
And
can
actually,
also
to be completely fair, I listened to Kaiser Ghidorah's roar all on its own, and again, just as its own roar, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Andrew, I hate you right now so much.
Hey, I have a better idea.
That is literally my least favorite Ghidorah sound ever, is that squawk.
Hey, you want to know what's even better?
Squawk!
Want to know what's even better? Replace Harley's idea for everyone fighting Bag and just replace with Monster X.
No! God! I'm leaving this call right now. Goodbye. Okay, just for that, now I'm gonna do a Monster X match with every single person in the KWC roster now. You're welcome. Everyone thanks KaijuX. Everyone thank KaijuX for Godzilla versus Monster X, because I'm gonna write it.
You're welcome.
Well, I should note that speaking of, getting actually to the top, the thing related to the podcast,
Yep.
KWC is the matches should be coming out in the next probably. I want to say the next week. I've been dragging my feet on this next match because it has been a lot to edit. I didn't think it'd be so much, but I've been catching a lot of errors, and it's long. So let me put it like that. So in 164, if you like the longer ones, you're in for a treat.
Mm-hmm.
But what's up?
I'm just listening to you.
Oh, okay. So that one will be coming out, and it may or may not have MM's favorite monster with it. So just also as a note there.
Oh, is it my Kamagidon match?
Nope. It has your favorite monster. It has your favorite monster of all time.
I can't tell if that's sarcastic or literal.
I'm going to assume that means MM's going to be a salty, salty man.
Shipper may have this
made
one.
Of salt.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
Real quick back to Legendary. I think based on how the chronology of movies go, it's possible they can introduce Rodan on Khan and have him just show up again in Godzilla. Why the hell not? So seriously, is it really the only reason why the match is taking so darn long? Because whoever the author is really bad at writing.
Oh, that's just calling someone out right there.
Ouch.
What? Oh, come on! Like Grace had literally said he has been correcting errors for how long now?
Well, to be fair, with the match as long as he told me, I'm not surprised in the least.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't know who wrote it. Like, I'm gonna take a guess, and if it's that long, it must be a Tom match. If it's like 20 pages, I'm just gonna say right now, if it's 20 pages of Monster X, all right, whoever wrote it, all right, I'm not reading it.
If Tom wrote this,
I'm not reading it, people.
If it's the Tom match, I will leave the call.
Okay, I will say this: it is not a Tom match, but to put in perspective, for the page, I won't say the length, but I will say I will give you an estimate on the pages. It is greater than 35 pages in length.
Oh.
Okay, I'm just saying it now. If it's literally a one-on-one Monster X match, or if it's like a love letter to Monster X,
yeah, it's Monster X versus Bagan. It's
it's literally my two most hated kaiju in the KWC. Whoever wrote this match, right? I thank you for not having them win against like someone who's valuable. But I hate you right now for giving them a win whatsoever. Anyway.
Is this really a solo match? Is this honestly got a solo match, or is this a big monster just free for all?
No, there are monsters in it, but it definitely is story. It does have a story to it.
Okay.
I'm asking if there are just two monsters fighting, or
yeah. There's more than two. Good.
Is this like a bunch of monsters taking on Bagan, or a bunch of monsters taking on Monster X?
This is no. I can honestly say it's not.
I don't know what's going on.
Don't tell me it's going to be like Monster X is leading one group of monsters and Bagan is leading another group of monsters.
Actually, what I can say, it actually is part of the. If you guys have been keeping up with the continuity thread, which thank you KaijuX for always bringing that up in the threads.
Yep.
If you check that out, he's actually continuing one of the storylines on that one. I can confirm that.
Oh, let's go look at it real quick.
Yeah, let's go look at it.
Any case, with that done, 165 will follow very shortly after. So if you guys have been waiting for the KWCs, I do apologize. I have been something personal happened to me very recently, so I've been kind of slow when it comes to the editing. But I'm gonna be working today and tomorrow to get this sucker out.
Awesome.
Yes.
I hope everything is okay.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's nothing too bad. But yes, just a personal event that came up a few days ago. So.
Wait.
Are they?
I think I know. Are they continuing the saga of like the Godzilla matches and stuff? Because I remember it was like Godzilla Junior, Rodan, and like Anguirus versus Iris, Oregon, Monster X. Are they continuing that?
Wait, what? I'm confused.
Oh, it better not take place in my Monster X universe.
No, I remember that. I remember it was not Tom's. I remember the fact. It was okay. Godzilla Junior, Anguirus, and Gabra versus Iris. Oh, wait, that's not it.
Oh, are you talking about the Gray Shot 151 series, as it's unsubtly called?
No. I am almost positive there was a match.
Yeah, it was
there wasn't.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's match 135. Godzilla versus Godzilla Junior, Anguirus, and Gabra versus Iris. It's the Gray Shot series.
Yeah.
I remember because Gabra survived in the match.
No, Gabra fought Megalon. That's what he's talking about. I think Godzilla versus Obsidius and Gabra versus Megalon. I don't think I have that on here though. Yeah, I don't have that one on here.
Nope. I'm not mistaken. Match 95. Monster X and Orga versus Godzilla Jr. and Rodan. Found it.
Yeah, and that one continues to Gabra versus Megalon. I think that's the close.
Are they continuing
round 2. Gabra versus Megalon round 2, I think.
Yes.
So are they continuing that?
I honestly don't. I don't think I've received anything. I'm very excited for that one though. Like I really want to see how that one ends because it has been built up for a while.
Yeah, and I love it. I knew what I was talking about. I just couldn't get the participants right. But I knew what I was talking about.
I'm not insane. I swear.
I'm not crazy. You're crazy. But because I turned out I found the damn match.
Any hint of possibly when we might see my Jakiro match go live?
What I can honestly say, I don't think I've received it. I'll have to double check, but I don't think I have. So I think it might be.
It's Megalon and Gigan versus Spyler, Work Yogar, and Jakiru. It's a continuation of Megalon versus Andola.
Well,
yeah, I remember getting that one, and I'm pretty sure I sent that one forward.
Oh, I probably just I haven't looked in detail yet. I get your matches and I put in the bunch, but I have to say when it comes to the new matches, it probably won't be for a while. We have a pretty full roster when it comes to what monsters are being added, what the new additions. Some monsters.
Well, I got Jakiru. You approved Jakiru like over a year ago.
True, but I have a back catalog of new monsters that Titano gave me, so I'm also going on that too. You also have to remember, I assumed the KWC role with a pretty decent back catalog, which I've been slowly but surely getting out of the way, but Jesus Christ.
Yep.
I am personally waiting for a show of Mechagodzilla for which match to be posted.
Yeah, I've been hearing some stuff up in the air about Mechagodzilla show right now. Is he good to go or what?
Some might, it's a bit of a deception, honestly. Whether he's actually being implemented or not.
What do you mean whether or not he is? Isn't he?
I mean, some people could say that, yes, but other people could say.
Some people could say that. You outright confirmed it at the KWCs. What are you talking about?
Did I confirm it? Or was it my evil twin? Was it?
It was you.
Are you
At
trying
least
to
I
screw
think it
us
was you.
Are you trying to screw us on a show of Mechagodzilla or something, Great Shot?
No,
Or is it
I kid. No.
Great Shot's secretly Arbok in disguise.
Great Shot is secretly MM. He's pulling his Cholness.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm Arbok.
Oh dear Lord!
I fooled you all along. I am Arbok.
Yeah.
We're all Arbok.
No, I did give confirmation on that, and I believe we're still like a work in progress on stuff. But yeah, there are plenty of new monsters to be added. Monsters will be added in time.
Jakiru and I'm sorry, something came over me right there.
I'm going to assume that actual introductory matches aren't the real issue here. It's just updating the site.
No, actually, that's actually pretty quick. Anthony is really good on that. As long as I give him plenty of time, heads up. The main note, however, is KaijuX and I currently have a set plan for the schedule, and I should note, you guys keep bringing me at monster after monster after monster. There are tons of monsters that can still be put into the KWC. Mm-hmm. So I assure you, like we say, monsters will be added in time. It just takes time because, again, how our schedule's set up currently, specials are every 5. So a new monster will be accessible to the KWC with every 5th match.
Yep.
Now I should note though, that doesn't mean like a 5 will be like Godzillasaurus being retired. Retired. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, every 5 matches, a new monster will be added to the KWC match for use by everyone, or kind of like a green light,
or just in case, just something kind of eventful for the most part.
Yeah, exactly. So, kind of like 150.
I have a question regarding the special matches. Aside from introductory to monsters, what actually qualifies a match to become special?
What qualifies the match to become special is if it does something that either like for Tom's match, it was his grand finale, like the grand finale.
We all know why Tom's matches are special, not in a good way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that 150 was again the end of an era.
Tom's matches sure are special, all right. Anyways.
Anyway, 5 matches usually are the introduction of something, a special monster. Like Godzilla, I think currently my favorite of the bunch, no offense to Andrew, but personally, mine would be the Godzilla, I mispronounce this every time, Hesse versus Godzilla Legendary.
I hate you. I want to punch you right in the face right now.
I knew that was going to happen. I knew it.
Hey,
Because-
Oh my god, I've been I don't even want to get into it. I'm not even gonna get into it. Living
I
court.
know,
John.
I know,
I don't
I
get
know.
into it.
I know,
I'm just
Hey,
gonna
I
but
think
keep my
MM
mouth
has
shut.
reason to hate all of us.
my note is it was an entertaining match, and I quite enjoyed the execution of it. So I have no arguments there. But again, it was a big match, and it was also with a new monster. So I like those types of matches. What I can say, however, is I don't want. It's not going to be like if you try to do something like, oh, this monster is going to, it's like if you try to like do something outside the rules, then no, that you're not doing that. I'm not. Like if you try to do like a fusion of two monsters, no, not happening. But usually,
when I write my eventual Gazora versus Bagan match, can I have Gazora wrap his tentacles around Bagan and suplex him Brock Lesnar style?
as long as you have John Cena's music. As long as you have dun dun.
Oh,
dun.
it'll have John Cena's music as well. Like it's just gonna have this whole thing like Bagan's attacking and the scientists are gonna be like there's only one thing that can stop Bagan. And they're like, and his name is Gazora.
And then like Gazora like just runs out, just waving a tentacle in front of his face. You can't see me.
Well, here, the last note I guess I should make, and actually I should note, I guess, I guess you could pass your votes on to Shipper if you wished, but we do have the KWC Awards currently going on, which again is currently going on till the beginning of February, so if you want to vote, you definitely can still.
That's what when the heck they're actually supposed to end.
Yep, it ends in February. I think I have it noticed February 2nd. Yeah, by February 2nd. So...
I'll pass my votes on to Shipper's
Yeah, I know who you're not voting
for me.
That's easy to guess.
Sure.
I don't even get into this. Like, I already ranted on this in like another Skype call with a couple others.
I know. I'm just.
And again, it's nothing. It's nothing personal against. Like it's just people are just voting for that match because it introduced legendary Godzilla. I can guarantee it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even tooting my own horn. I think that other match, Maguma versus Black Moth, was better than Godzilla versus Godzilla.
I'll give it this. I like the Banner versus. Both are fantastic. Angie, you did a fantastic job with that. And again, that's what deserves like a 5 match, something that's really good. But yeah. But the Banner. I have to give Jackson. As much as I like Godzilla, Godzilla H versus Godzilla L. There, I didn't, say it incorrectly. I got to give it to the Banner for Black Moth versus Maguma because it looks like an old Showa, like if you were to take a picture from the movie, it looks like dead on. So I give him credits for that for the black magic he pulled off to do that. So
the black magic, yeah.
Every time I message him, just like, could you just pull some black magic out and whip up something awesome? He's like, I'll try.
Hey,
it was just looking. It does look really good.
Oh, but
if you want, you can just like. Okay. If you want, you can just like PM me all your votes and stuff. I'll just post them for you. Like here are MM's picks.
Yeah, I'll just send it to you here on Skype.
Okay, I was gonna just do that. I'll just copy paste it to the forum.
I gotta go through. Like,
have I become like MM's unofficial spokesperson for the forums now?
You're
unless they unban the short boys.
Have I become MM's proxy now?
Yeah.
Ask me.
Shipper's Dreamer, the KWC proxy person.
Yeah, that. But actually, there is some fun trivia.
If you need me to speak,
But yeah, there was some fun trivia that I found out about this year. So just going from the top, first off, we had 22 matches. So we averaged about a match every 2.36 weeks. We had had 4 new monsters. So Black Moth, Godzilla Legendary, Maguma, and Zandola. Match 150 became the longest match ever to be written this year. Or I guess 2015, I should say. And the last and most important fun fact, Grayshot151 and KaijuX did not run the KWC into the ground as predicted in early 2015. That was I think that's my favorites.
That was
Well, who predicted that?
I think everyone.
I think.
I don't
remember. That's actually like more. That's a douchebaggy thing to do. That's even more douchebaggy than I am.
Oh, good. Maybe that was just my prediction because that was the one I put to myself, and I was like, oh, I didn't.
Dang it! I failed.
Hey,
Try again.
hey! I did everything. Hooray!
But yeah, it was the reason I bring this up is again I started this a few years ago, and I definitely want to again bring appreciation to all writers, again, even if they are banned or any of the banner creators or anyone associated. So I definitely want to try to if you don't win, that's again, people have their opinions and whatnot, but I make note that if it was still good enough to get onto the KWC, there are a lot of matches that aren't. So make that note.
Like the first 20.
I on a kind of an asshole level, I kind of wished I could read some of the matches that are deemed not worthy.
Oh,
you know,
because I've read, like, even Harley here can probably account to this, some of the gnarliest stuff we've seen on DeviantArt. Some of it gets to be really laughable. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that gets posted on DeviantArt that's
you have a friend who gets off on bad DeviantArt things, right? Right, MM?
Yeah.
We have a friend who put his mouse face to it constantly and wants to show everyone.
Yeah, it's totally not a moderator or anything like that.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing some of the stuff that's deemed not worthy.
You who are not worthy.
Trust me. You think it's gonna be, oh, it's exciting, it's gonna be so bad, it's good. It's like, no, it's just bad. It's just bad.
That's the funnier part. That's the best part of them. That's what you should actually like.
Actually, if you
want
bad,
like, take some of them. You should actually just take some of them, right, on like April Fools. Just post like a whole bunch of them all at once on TK
no,
as legit matches.
Post a compilation of failed matches. I'm really curious what people think. What ideas managed to get scrapped. Like, are they be like, Godzilla versus Bag in round 500. Godzilla wins. Godzilla shit on Bag.
You guys should actually put that.
I'll give you an example of a match. So there was a match. It was absolutely horrible. It was created. Andrew sent it to me sometime. I don't even remember who the writer was, but it involved. I think it was Kiryu, and he was doing like tail slides and magnetism, and it was just
really.
I was just like, yeah, it was.
What?
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm really curious how that managed to get through to you.
That's what I'm wondering. It's like
because we have verifiers for this reason. So one of your verifiers thought that was okay and sent it to you.
Dang it, Godzilla versus Jason!
Yeah, okay, seriously. Was this before you?
No. I'm just kidding. Dear God, no one sent. No one sent me a match with Kiryu tail sliding. I'm just making a joke.
Okay, good.
Hey,
the only problem is that actually sounds like something legit.
No. There have been a lot of good implementations. And again, I love the creativity people use because people are using monsters in very creative ways for the matches that we have. I think there's 165 is definitely a good one for that one. But
yes,
there are
definitely.
Yes, but there are, again, I love seeing creativity used. Like Hedorah versus Org is a great example. Like how the tables were turned, or like that kind of implementation. I like seeing that kind of stuff. So that's what, again, deems it worthy of a 150, like a 5 or 60. I should also note though, it also helps if it's like the end of like a trilogy, because again, like the Bagan trilogy or like Everyone versus Everyone, it was kind of yeah, exactly. No, wait, no, you're not fooling me. No,
I gotta make sure I get that one done real quick for you. Great shot, walked right into it.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of creative uses of monsters, I'm kind of.
Can I just say also, I am still salty that I cannot.
I know I don't want to make a Freddy Krueger. I think we're good.
Okay, I think
good?
we're good. All right, good. So anyway, what are we
Just
talking
happened.
Okay,
about?
I want to say real quick, I am still salty that I cannot use Destroya's Oxygen Destroyer attack from the Pipeworks games. I have so
Actually,
many
that
ideas
never
I want
mind.
to do with it.
I want to ask something really
Like
quick.
Harley's
Before
a-
Mogera was power. Before Mogera turned into mobile armor Megalon, did Mogera still have extraordinary jumping ability? Where did that?
Oh, yeah, I don't know what happened there. Apparently, I guess Anthony wanted to turn Mogera into Megalon. I don't know.
No. Before
yeah,
that,
I sent him a message. I
before
sent him a
Mogera,
comprehensive.
before Mogera was, it was before that. I remember because
I sent
Mogera
a
had
comprehensive
extraordinary
message
jumping
about all
ability
this, but
before that.
Extraordinary jumping ability from Mogera?
Hello?
Like,
Might
dude,
have been
someone's like all staticky. I can't hear anything. It's just static.
I think it might be me. Hang on. But yeah, Mogera turned into Megalon. Great. I'm gonna screen cap it for evidence.
No, before that. Before Mogera turned into Megalon, he had extraordinary jumping abilities.
I don't think he did, to be perfectly honest. I don't think he ever had the.
No, I'm damn positive I saw that before. I am almost positive there.
I don't know. I look through that thing obsessively, like through the roster statistics obsessively, like to an unhealthy degree, and I never saw extraordinary jump from Mogera. But I could be wrong.
Like, I can only think of it coming from the Atari games, and if Mogera can jump because he jumped high,
Oh, right. The double jump.
able
thing,
to
yeah.
use Destroya's Oxygen Destroyer attack.
Yeah, for whatever reason, Anthony just has this very strict mentality towards not implementing Atari Pipeworks techniques, which is completely weird because Crystalak and Obsidious. But, yeah, I mean, I can understand saying no to some things. Like, okay, maybe like, I don't know, Orga moving around at the speed of light for his rage attack. I could see that being a no. And I can understand that. But,
Gotta go fast!
Grayshaw, are you there?
yeah,
Or
I'm
good
here.
at
It's still a little staticky.
You're really staticky.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Oh boy, and so shippers.
Do you guys want to relaunch the call? I think it might be for the best.
I think so. I'll do that. Hang on.
Where is the fish?
All right, I'm here.
Okay, we're back.
I'm here.
Cool. Oh man, this
Where is that dear fish?
let's see. Anyone here?
Okay.
Hello?
All right.
The Monty Python.
Yeah, it's like I said in the chat.
Yeah.
I mean, either the intermission music or intermission. If I could talk English, take blast.
Intermission.
intermission
KaijuX.
music from Monty Python, or the technical difficulties music.
Just be like Simpsons. Boo!
Oh yeah, that too.
So, what were we talking about before Skype decided to just make a mess of its diaper?
What were we talking about? Well, let's see.
I was
that's right. So
talking
when is
about.
Mogera?
That's right.
When is Mogera gonna get? When is Mogera actually gonna get fixed?
Never.
Mogera will be fixed shortly. I messaged Anthony. I think he's just been busy. I honestly have not received any word from him for actually a while, so I'm guessing he's been busy with stuff.
He's been busy.
Awfully busy.
Well, it's not like he's updating the all the monster bios or anything. No.
no, not at all.
By the way, what's the status on the two Mogera thing? I'm a little confused.
So two Mogeras, yes to the implementation. That is fine. No on the, that's fine for again if you want to use two of them. The only note I have is A, explain it, and B, no like super Mogera fusion or whatever. I don't want like two Mogeras.
No, I'm not.
Can I do a match? Can I do a match where like the two Mogeras are together, and then one of the Mogeras gets like taken control by aliens, so then it's up to the other Mogera to fight that Mogera. So the match is Mogera versus Mogera.
I don't think. I mean, have one Mogera be the Mysterians Mogera, have the other one be the human Mogera.
Well, no, because it couldn't be the Mysterians, because it'd have to be the Heisei one, but it would just be like, maybe the Mysterians would, like, take control of them, like, one of the human ones.
That's what I've always wondered, if there's two of the same monster, and then, like, one of the monsters of that monster decides to say, screw it, I'm going to the other side, and loses, would that constitute as a win or a loss?
Would it be a draw?
Would it?
It's
what about
Dude!
Kamakaris's and stuff? Because there's
Right.
Kamakaris's, and Gals have been known to feed on each other.
Right.
That is true. Gals have been known to fight with each other. That's not exactly a terrible surprise, right there.
I think it's if it's the character itself wins or loses.
Okay, right. Like,
so basically, if there's like a swarm of Gals and other monsters to find the Gals. And when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, a couple of Gals manage to survive. They technically win.
How about this? Let's not try and test that out with Anthony, because I don't think he would be very happy with me after I send a match like that. So let's try that.
Now I want to write like.
I'm actually gonna care. Can we actually have the Mysterians be in possession of their own Mogera? Or can we say they had something like that?
I think the best that might be done if you want the Mysterians to have a Mogera is to have them steal one of the Mogeras, so the other one's sent out to stop it.
So what you're saying is we can write Mogera versus Mogera.
I assume that can't be the actual match, though. We can't have Mogera versus Mogera. There has to be some other monster in between.
I think it'd be best what Harley said, that the match itself can't be just Mogera versus Mogera, but you can have it like Mogera versus someone else, but you have two Mogeras in there.
Okay, so what if both Mogera, like, what if it's like a big match, like, Bagan versus everyone or whatever, when there's like, there's like dozens of monsters, and it just happens to be like the two Mogeras, and they're fighting in the match, and what if both of them survive?
Well, then that would technically still, like, whoever lives constitutes as a win for Mogera, unless they're both dead.
Then they both lose.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
no.
Like... Yes. No.
So
yeah, this is kind of this is some complicated territory.
So,
like the whole Godzilla Jr. evolves into Godzilla discussion. That's some pretty complicated stuff.
I have made you all gone over that far more than needed, I think.
Maybe.
Anyway, I actually have a question regarding Showa Mechagodzilla. Can we so are we gonna do a thing like a composite where if Showa Mechagodzilla's head gets blown off, it can still fight?
Oh yeah, if you want to have the portrayal more like when if Showa
Terror
Mechagodzilla
Mechagodzilla.
gets in there, like say if you want to have it like the Terror Mechagodzilla version where you pop off the head, still fights, has that laser cannon. Oh yeah, that's fine.
Maybe since we're a lot of like an army of Mechagodzilla, some Mechagodzilla are like Terror Mechagodzilla, but some are like the original Mechagodzilla. If that makes any sense.
You know what's
That's
gonna be?
so
You
far
know
too
what
much.
match is gonna be hilarious for you guys to keep track of?
What?
Well,
The unavoidable Godzilla Heisei versus Godzilla Legendary versus Space Godzilla versus Showa Mechagodzilla versus Mechagodzilla
Oh
versus
gosh.
Kaiju
versus
Oh.
Godzilla
versus Godzilla Jr.
Versus
Orga.
Orga versus Biollante.
Like just with all the different Godzillas in it.
Oh my good.
And I think actual Gray Shot just for your comment earlier about the Godzilla versus Godzilla match being amazing. I'm gonna write Godzilla Heisei versus Legendary versus Junior versus Showa Mechagodzilla versus Heisei Mechagodzilla versus Kaiju versus Space Godzilla versus Godzillasaurus. And at the very end, I'm gonna be like dedicated to Gray Shot.
Dedicated
No, you
who
shouldn't
died,
have.
who died when he read it. If you want, we could theoretically have 3 Godzillas rampaging at once. We have Heisei Godzilla, legendary Godzilla, and Kiryu, who will be substitute the original Godzilla.
Yeah, so then it's actually gonna be like the spirit of Godzilla taking over Kyu. So I'm just gonna keep calling
Not-
Kyu then
not
Godzilla
even-
OG.
Godzilla OG.
Hey, aside from the name, that's literally what happened in the movies, so you're good.
You're welcome, Gray Shot.
That's all I have to say.
Godzilla showing You know, even
Okay,
better.
would
Even better,
Megagears count?
even better. Have an army of Showa Mechagodzilla and just describe
Yeah,
all
and
the-
it's gonna implement your guys' army of Mechagodzillas too.
And don't forget
So
it.
it's gonna be like 10 Showa Mechagodzillas as well. And there's
Godzilla.
gonna be some that are in their fake Godzilla disguise.
Hooray!
And then Space Godzilla showed up. It was great. At some point,
Oh, and we can't forget Zilla. Zilla's gonna be involved in the match too.
And Cyber Godzilla.
Yeah, and Cyber Godzilla.
right, it's called even better. Have Junior transform into Godzilla.
Oh gosh.
I hate you all.
Or actually, yeah, and then Junior's gonna turn into Godzilla. Then that Godzilla is gonna turn into Burning Godzilla, while Heisei Godzilla also turns into Burning Godzilla.
Oh
And then
gosh.
Godzilla, and then
I'm gonna get to work on this match like as soon as possible, and I expect it to be like one of those 5 or 10 matches. Because it's gonna be like 40 pages long. It's just gonna be like Godzilla punches Godzilla, Mechagodzilla counters, Mechagodzilla fires back, Legendary Godzilla shoots, Zilla jumps over, it hits Cyber Godzilla. Mickey Sagusa, what the fuck is going on?
even better. Have call Orgazilla.
And I'm just gonna like call this match the Godzilla Rumble.
Don't forget to have Super Mechagodzilla.
And then at some point Charles Barkley's gonna appear just to see. It's just gonna be like a period, and then Charles Barkley appears, and then it's gonna like go back to the action. And if that sentence remains in there, it's gonna be like, yeah, Great Shot didn't even read all this.
Hey guys, quick question. Is fake Godzilla's skin like an actual like is it actually like Showa Godzilla like skin? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it actually like made of that, or is it fake?
I think
It's a fake version of Showa Godzilla skin. Unless you want, okay, Great Shot. I'm going to say it's fake because do you want the KWC with its fucked up continuity already trying to explain why Showa Mechagodzilla has a different Godzilla skin than Heisei or Legendary Godzilla?
No. I'm not saying that. What I was thinking of is that if someone were to write fake Godzilla, okay, just go with me here. If someone were to write fake Godzilla, and say, let's say the black hole aliens had basically they used the old Godzilla's DNA to create a quote unquote, this fake skin around. Again, it was like, DNA was based off Showa. Then you could have Orga basically absorb said skin, like if they'll absorb the fake Godzilla, and Mechagodzilla's fine because he's metal, so he can shoot himself out. But
then Orga
Orga
turns into Showa Godzilla.
there you go. See? Bam.
Oh, yeah, I like to implement that in my match as well. And then
That's assuming that skin's made up of like artificial Godzilla skin. It's never really clear of what it's made of. It's kind of weird.
I always assumed it was just a fake skin because once the real Godzilla showed up, they're all like, whatever, just reveal it. Who cares anymore?
After the two have a brief tussle.
Well, that, and I also think it's fake because the skin managed to be damaged when Anguirus attacked it, and I'm not saying Anguirus is weak, but I'm saying that the last time we saw Anguirus and Godzilla fight, he wasn't able to penetrate skin. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
There's also the fact that the skin doesn't bleed or anything like that.
Right.
Right.
Well, not only that, the skin's also shown to be kind of like a couple beam attacks. It didn't take much to get kind of like start exposing Mechagodzilla's parts. It didn't take much.
So yeah, and there's also. Do you really want to have to go through this long-winded explanation of there was at this point a fourth Godzilla just happened to die somewhere and the Block aliens found it?
Well, not unless it just got like a DNA sample from Godzilla.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, I'm just saying, I have been messaged many times on the forums, and asked by some people, "Hey, how can we get Showa Godzilla in there?" Well, let me say this: Anthony is not the most, is not too favorable on that. So if you guys come to me and asking, "Hey, how can we do this?" I give you my idea. Bam, there it is.
Yep.
There's my ingenious move.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the only loophole you can get.
I have a idea of how to include Showa Godzilla and not conflict with anything. Minya! How does he open up?
I think we should be able to use Minya. Also, I'm going to go back to my match again, the Godzilla Rumble. I'm going to have Godzillasaurus get, hit by all these atomic rays, and he's going to use Godzilla, and then he's going to absorb all the radiation from all these attacks, the other Godzillas, the other Heisei Godzillas did, and then he's going to become a third burning Godzilla.
No, but
no, screw that, man. One of them turns into Super Godzilla.
Exactly. Then they're going to do a triple fusion dance.
But anyways, as I was saying, for grace out someone's sanity, Minya is still technically an adolescent Godzilla, correct? We can all agree on this.
Yeah.
So, have Minya exposed to vast amounts of radiation or something like that, or have Minya just be all grown up, and he looks like Showa Godzilla.
Or why can't we just introduce, the Showa Godzilla and just call him Gigantus?
and I introduce Showa Mothra and call it The Thing.
Okay, that was a good one.
Boo!
So also, does that mean for doing that, whenever Godzilla goes to Germany, we have to call him King Kong? Frankenstein.
Wait, would that mean we would have to call Showa Godzilla Frankenstein after the German version of the movie?
That's referencing, yeah. But yeah, I mean, could we actually have Minya be a grown Godzilla?
I think they said no to Minya though before.
Yeah, no to Minya. There was a strict no to Minya.
Why all the biasness against Minya? I mean, you guys are actually wanting different type kaiju, and really, I'm not against Junior, but he really is just a watered down Heisei Godzilla. While Minya could actually be used to make some.
To be perfect,
I just want to write. I'm just gonna be honest here. I don't think I'd use Minya that much, but my mouth is watering at the idea of writing Minya versus Monster X.
I would like to point out that even though the character is Minya as a sniveling coward, if you remember in Destroy All Monsters, Minya was the first one on the battlefield. He was the first charging in.
Minia's like ready to go, man. He's like an aggressive guy.
And he even uses the atomic smoke wind to strangle one of Ghidorah's heads. That little fucker is hardcore.
By hardcore, you mean he just stood there for the whole match and just got the last pot shot?
Yeah, but for a little kid, what little kids can you think of? Like, you know, there's a big bar fight going on. What little kids like stand there and like get the final hit that kills the?
No, especially because they didn't do anything. What little kid sees it open and then takes it?
Right.
I mean, also for the majority of the match, Godzilla is the one kind of pushing him, like, okay, son, stay back, the adults are fighting. He's like, Dad, come on. Don't be a dick, Dad.
Oh boy, but to be legitimately fair, I would love to have Minya in the KWC, but as it currently stands now, there are no plans to include him. Because I do believe Minya does have potential. Like, he's literally
hashtag Minya 2016.
Minya 2016.
Make the KWC great again.
Guys, no. Think of how amazing it would be to have Godzilla's family fight as one unit. Junior, and Godzilla fighting as one.
Just imagine Minya in my match idea, where he then becomes Showa Godzilla and fights alongside three Godzillas.
And this is why we don't have, and this is the exact reason why we don't have, because by the end of this, it's going to turn into Godzilla Civil War with Godzilla, Showa, and Minya versus Godzilla, Hessian Jr. So no, I will not have this.
But he's part of the family. Wait. But he's part of the family. So was I.
I can just imagine Minya bouncing into Showa back and forth. Junior and Ace.
But you can't. But I think none of us can deny the awesomeness of like Minya Jr. and Godzilla firing atomic rays at once. And then
nobody here can deny the awesomeness of what I could do with Minya versus Monster X.
Or the abusive match of Godzilla versus Minya.
You're just gonna have Minya strangle Monster X.
I already know what to do. I'm gonna say this right now. This isn't very bad taste if anybody's listening. I've always had an idea for a match. It would have to, right now as it stands, it would have to be Godzilla Heisei versus Junior. And the match would be Godzilla coming back to Birth Island after leaving Faroe Island. And he's all drunk on berries.
Dad, come on, you're drunk. Get off me, you little bastard!
No space but the fight back.
Godzilla literally vomits atomic ray on the ground. Just Son, have I ever told you about your mother? Dad.
Her name's Roseanne.
Roseanne?
Way to bring it full circle.
Shots fired. No going back.
Son, have I ever told you about your mother, Roseanne? Dad, I think it's supposed to be Rodan. No! It's Roseanne!
She's from space.
She's from space, just like my wife. I'm from planet Godzilla!
Zilla and Team Heat arrive. We gotta take Junior to protective custody.
Actually, you know what? I actually thought a really interesting match Zilla could be in. Zilla fighting while pregnant.
Hey, we can do my egg machine gun idea.
No. God, no.
Broken Gray Shot! He's now dead inside!
Only you guys come up with ways to turn powers that would seem normal into absolutely inconceivable weapons.
No. Okay, when I started joining the KWC, I was told that any power that's listed on Toho Kingdom can be used as an offensive weapon. And when you put asexual reproduction with Zilla, who lays thousands of eggs, the only way that tells me is we're going to see an egg minigun.
Alright, hold up. I thought of a great idea. Zilla vs. the Mudos Brood War.
Oh god.
Just imagine the female Mudo scooping out eggs and just throwing them.
You think she'd be more...
machine cutting eggs out of the sky?
Screw that. Let's throw the Gauss into the fray and they just drop eggs like egg bombs from the sky.
Even better. Have Mecha Garrus join the fight with her brood.
Oh gosh. Babies.
Really? Yeah, let's actually ride the Battle of the Five Armies with Kaiju.
Oh gosh, who can we do that with? Let's see.
Well, we can use the Mega Nula, can't we, with Mega Garrus?
Yeah, of course we can. I used it when I wrote her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. You just have to be wary of, just in context of the movie that, but like by the time she appeared, they were kind of dead already. But, again, assuming that there are leftovers, I'm sure she could probably, I guess, a hive mind sort of mentality thing.
You can't really be a queen of nothing.
Right.
If I remember correctly, the only reason
a whole swore.
The only reason the mech were dead was because Godzilla roasted almost all of them.
Yeah, I don't think it would take all of them to make Mega Garrus into what she was.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't yeah.
I still need to do my egg bomb. I do have a quick question here. It's actually a legit. Shadow, go lie down. Damn dog. Because we have Gamora's super oscillatory wave, and then you do have Red King's Fire Punch, which I think was from Galaxy as well.
Yes.
Can we use the I don't know if you've ever seen Ultraman Max, but that version of Red King, he eats an explosive rocks, and he can then shoot them out of his mouth. I could show you a clip of it.
Also, that version, can we also have Red King dropkick Godzilla? Because that's the case, I'm writing that match immediately.
I think we added the fire.
Yeah, we added the Fire Fist, and that was from Ultra Galaxy.
Yeah, the here. Let me just show you the rock real quick.
Right. Yes. I know what you're talking about. I recognize that.
Okay, let me just get the episode here real quick. I need to make sure I'm on the right episode. This is just going to take 1 second. I think it was episode 16 or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think I know what you're talking about. I believe I saw that, not necessarily the clip, but just I think it might have been on your Monster Archives just back when I was obsessed with Ultraman. I always went to your site a lot. But
that makes me so warm and fuzzy.
And I remember seeing that.
It's 5
wait, hold on. The Monster Archives are owned by you, MM?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah, they're that's me.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Hold on, let me get the
So while MM's looking it up, I have a question.
I got it right here. I'm just gonna share screens, alright?
Alright.
Okay.
And of course the people, the 2.5 people at home will see it. Kaiju should pathetically whip up.
I actually have to probably take my headsets out so you can hear too.
Alright, gotcha.
Now for a special live stream of Ultraman Max, live on the KWCC.
Here we go.
Keep off the volume just in case for copyright.
You can mute it, right? Because we just need to see it.
Alright, I'll take the mute off.
Just in case. I'm just
Oh, right.
Yeah. Last thing I need is for copyright claim brought against you.
Right. I
Kaiju War copyright, Chrono. Kaiju War
I'm
copyright.
just waiting for him. I know he uses them here.
right.
Everyone knows how
By the
fat
way, that is
Red
one
is.
ugly
I think
monster.
it should
By the
be
way,
right about
Just-
there.
Blah!
well, I mean, that's like if I mean, basically Kong has the same thing. If he had like drank the juice and just like upchucked it at like an enemy. I mean, he just
No, like
he basically all that he
The
the
did
thing
was
with it's a legit power. Like, you know,
Oh
he
my
eats like the island he's on right. Like he eats these rocks, and they sit in his stomach, and then he literally launches them. He appears later in the series and does it too, when he's not on the island. He's actually in the sea.
Guys, great shot. What you said, you just gave me an idea, and you're gonna hate me for it. King Kong, drunken kung fu master.
Then he goes home. But then he goes on and fights Ultimate Max here, and he has a large supply of rocks.
Right, so it's more or less the fact that it's like he takes rocks, puts them in his belly, and then in a weird sort of like, I don't know whether to call it metabolism or not, but he kind of like converts those rocks into explosive weapons.
No, the rocks are literally already explosive before he eats them. They're unique to this island he's on, but he's just adapted to eat them and do this.
I'd say that sounds
Like
kinda
there's
simple.
they bring it up here in this episode that they cannot like destroy Red King and explosive means on this island, otherwise it's going to blow up the entire island plus like 150 kilometers around it. That's how explosive rocks are.
MM.
Okay, so
Red King really has a weakness in this series where, you know, if he gets hit by enough explosive stuff, those rocks will detonate and everything within a 5 kilometer radius around him will be destroyed.
The exact spot that will be put in.
Like you're really
just gave them the exact reason why it's not getting put in.
Yeah, it's kind of laggy, to be honest, but I don't record in videos, so I don't think that's really going to be much of a problem. I'll just have like an image. I'll just have to remember to put an image of like, you know, Red King spitting rocks, if I remember.
Yeah, how about a screenshot for you? Red King?
You want me to get a screenshot for you?
Oh, don't worry, I could find one on the internet. That's no problem, but...
Okay.
Yeah, my recommendation is just maybe stop the video just because I think it's affecting the Skype call.
Yeah, it's affecting the call.
Yeah, but we get the point, though. We get the point. So I think it would be less of the fact of giving him this ability as it's the rocks themselves that sort of have the explosive aspect.
Yeah, rocks have the explosive thing. He just
like eats them and spits them out.
Yeah, he has the ability to eat them. Like other monsters can't just eat these rocks and spit them out like he can. He can. That's like his ability.
But on the downside,
it's like he was evolved to. You know,
right, he's adapted to do this. Yeah.
But the downside of this, though, if he's hit with an explosive, he just goes kaboom. That's sort of a bad thing.
Well, yeah, if people want to use that weakness in the KWC.
Well, no, the problem is, though, literally almost every monster in the KWC has a type of weapon that can make Red King explode.
Yeah, but again, that's like if you want to use this version of Red King in the KWC. Like, I've already made it clear, you know, I have plans of writing King Kong versus Red King. And I would like to use these explosive rocks.
Be a drunken woohoo master. Drunk off berry juice.
Well, here, I do apologize, KaijuX. Unless we have a little bit more, I do have to head off to another podcast.
Oh, no, I was about to ask you a question.
He's cheating on us.
Yeah, sadly. And what's also even more sad is that, you know, that we kind of hit the 2-hour mark at this point.
Ah, damn it!
It was actually perfectly timed.
Conspiracy! But just any last regards in regarding the explosive rock M King, Red King?
I would say do it just because, again, those were added to buff the monsters, and Red King, because it's so specific, it does add it just because it seems like an attribute of the island more so than the monster itself.
But see, though, the thing is, Red King comes back later in the series, where he's like teleported into Tokyo.
It's actually really funny because
He's doing it in the middle of the city.
Right.
So,
but what I'm saying is, without
has
the island,
rocks. They're literally in his stomach at all times.
again, I'll have to think about it, but the answer would probably be no on that note. Just because, I'd rather not add more. Again, Ultra Galaxy was kind of like a one-off thing, again, done by people that are not in power anymore, and I would like to stay within Toho's realm again for
But
legal.
Wasn't the Fire Punch added just recently though?
No, more like Match
No.
84. So it was added a long time ago. It was never updated until recently. But the fire punches were enabled since like Match 84 or something.
Can I snipe a question in really quick?
Yes.
Okay, so I did some checking. I know for a fact the show Exilians didn't. They're still on Planet X. Can I have them actually take like mind control Des Ghidorah, based on the sense that okay, they controlled one Ghidorah, they can control another Ghidorah. It's just
it's perfectly fine. Like
Y'all are getting like really fuzzy.
Where monsters have been controlled. Yeah, they're playing instances where monsters have been. So wouldn't another monster be controlled as kind of like genre specific?
I just want to. Also, can I mention in regards to the show? I mentioned that their Ghidorah.
You guys are getting really, really fuzzy on my end of things, so.
Well, here, save that question for another time then, and we'll answer it next time. Andrew, lead us out here.
Right.
I'll just type it out in the chat.
All right. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for being able to participate in this month's KWCC, and expect this stuff to be uploaded on my birthday in 3 days.
Happy birthday, Andrew.
Hooray! I feel special. Dang it, MM left. Oh well. All right.
He doesn't get to feel special.
Yeah. So, until next time, see ya.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Have fun. Happy birthday, KaijuX.
You too.